The Cursed Village and the Ancient Bungalow. Anirban was an amateur photographer who lived for the thrill of discovering secluded and mysterious locations. One day, he heard about a village named Shailapur, nestled deep in the hills. The village was mostly abandoned, and rumors spoke of an ancient British-era bungalow at the summit that was said to be cursed. Ignoring the warnings, Anirban packed his camera gear and set off. Upon reaching the village, he noticed the locals were unsettlingly quiet. As soon as the sun began to set, they retreated into their homes, locking their doors tight. As Anirban headed toward the bungalow, an old man stopped him and whispered, "Son, don't stay there past midnight. The walls of that house speak, and those who listen never return." Anirban laughed it off as mere superstition. When he reached the bungalow, he found a massive, decaying structure covered in moss and overgrown weeds. He decided to camp in a large room on the second floor. As the night grew deeper, a heavy silence settled over the hills. Then, around 1 a.m., a strange sound broke the silence. It sounded like a low, rhythmic whispering coming from the adjacent room. Grabbing his camera, he cautiously entered the next room. It was a dusty library with an old gramophone sitting on a table. To his horror, the record was spinning on its own, though no music was playing. Suddenly, the temperature in the room plummeted. Anirban looked through his camera's viewfinder to scan the room. In the corner of the lens, he saw a dark, tall shadow standing still. But when he looked away from the camera, the corner was empty. Gathering his courage, he snapped a photo. The flash illuminated the room for a split second, and the shadow vanished. But immediately, he heard a chilling sound coming from his own bedroom, the sound of his own laughter. He sprinted back to his room and saw a figure lying on his bed, covered from head to toe in a white sheet. With trembling hands, Anirban yanked the sheet away. There was no one there, but his camera was lying exactly where the figure's head should have been. He picked up the camera and checked the last photo he had taken. His blood ran cold. The photo showed the dark shadow standing directly behind him, with a pale, skeletal hand resting on Anirban's shoulder. At the bottom of the image, words appeared in dark blood-red letters. "Can you hear us now?" At that exact moment, every door and window in the bungalow slammed shut simultaneously. The wind outside began to howl like a person in agony. Anirban realized then that he wasn't alone. The walls were alive with the souls of those who had stayed before him. The next morning, the villagers found Anirban's camera lying in the grass outside the bungalow, but Anirban was never seen again. To this day, hikers passing near the hill claim they can hear the constant click-click of a camera shutter echoing from the top floor of the empty house.